Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently at 41.7k, not too much movement, but we can see that while Bitcoin is currently moving sideways a little bit, other cryptos are performing quite well. Yeah, we can see some more significant upside on some other cryptos. If I refresh this, I think it did not refresh. We can see that Cardano is moving up nearly 5%, Solana also 4%, while Bitcoin is moving sideways with 41.7, and we're going to take a look at the chart. We can see here on the, and probably better on the 1 hour chart, you can see how Bitcoin since my last video has continued to move sideways. Now Bitcoin has done that often, and obviously we did break out of this bull flag as indicated, and we haven't reached the top of that area here, of that zone. Yeah, that would have been 42.6, 42.7k, but we did get there close enough. I would still say that Bitcoin will do another attempt to break out of it, and we can currently see here how it's consolidating and how we are doing here something like a bullish pennant. Yeah, so sort of a triangle pattern, and we can see that we are really getting into the apex here. So we're getting really squeezed, so we can expect here some volatility shortly, unless we, as you probably know, these patterns, they sometimes shift and change. But at the moment, it's looking like we are heading here into an apex, and Bitcoin needs to make a decision very shortly what it's going to do. So from my point of view, this is looking bullish at the moment. I mean, short-term bullish, and we could see here a breakout all the way up to 42.6, 42.7k. If we break above 42.7k, this zone, this resistance zone, then the next level would be that 44.5k level. And in this scenario here, this wave E that we have on the chart, which can get all the way up to the wave C, then Bitcoin could even get all the way up to 45.5k. And from here then, in this current scenario, this ABCDE triangle pattern wave count, Bitcoin would exit the triangle to the opposite side of the wave E, would then get into my target area down here between 20 and 29k. Now that doesn't need to happen tomorrow, but you can see this wave count A, B, C, D, E, and typically as per the Elliott Wave count here, the price would then exit the triangle to the opposite side of the wave E. Exception would be if we break above 45.5k, or 46.5k. That's an important fib level. Then we are going to unlock higher prices, and we can get into the region between 55 and 65k. Here though, between 3 fib levels, or 3 fib levels are in this area here. One is at 55, 61 and 65k. Somewhere in this area I would expect a turnaround, and then turn around to the downside. And the reason is that Bitcoin has not managed yet to complete the correction. We need to get that lower low in. We need to get a lower low compared to that wave A back in June. So we need to get below 29k. Otherwise, Bitcoin will not be able to move to new all-time highs, in my opinion. Well, it can, but only with a very low probability. And I always try to give you the highest probability, or the scenarios with the highest probabilities. Yeah. Yes, there are in the Elliott Wave method and Elliott Wave count, there are possibilities that we don't need to go lower. Yes, you can get a running flat wave count also, but Bitcoin typically doesn't do running flats, and also especially in the current kind of degree of the wave, in this wave degree, in the size of the wave, a running flat is very unusual, not only in the crypto market, but generally very unusual. So as I said before in the video, I would only give it a 5 to 10% probability. Yes, it's possible, but all we can do is really to maneuver the space in terms of understanding probabilities. And therefore I also bought already below 40k. I told you that I started to buy again Bitcoin below 40k, just to be equipped in both directions, because this is a volatile market and we want to be prepared for any scenarios. I always try to adopt a very logical approach and not just tell you one side of my perspective, but try to give you an idea of what happens if we break above this triangle and what happens if we break below this triangle. So patiently waiting here for a potential breakout of this pennant, of this triangle. Bitcoin is probably using that currently to consolidate a little bit. You can see that Bitcoin was overbought on the 1 hour chart, and it is now coming down that RSI. Chances are, if it's holding in the bullish range, that there will be at some point here, if it drops a little bit further, we can assume that we might really break out to the upside. We're still in the bullish range. Yes, the MACD is turning red, but only on the 1 hour chart, and that's no surprise because you're currently just recovering a little bit. Yeah. So at some point then, maybe after a little bit more of a recovery and sideways movement, you are going to probably, and I would say that it's more likely than not, break to the upside. The reason for that is that if you have a triangle pattern after a strong move up like that, you consider it a bullish pattern, a bullish pennant, basically indicating that you are here in an uptrend, in a short-term uptrend, and you are just consolidating. Yeah, I mean, we are currently holding very nicely. You can see it above this 20-day moving average. And when Bitcoin came down in this bullish flag and it touched the 20-day moving average and it did a fake out of this bull flag to the downside, then it broke to the upside. And that is what you can often see if you do fake outs into one direction and it goes back into the wedge, for example, or into this channel, then it can, with a high likelihood, break out to the opposite side, which it did in this case. So yeah, could be an interesting weekend, a little bit of volatility, which is great. I don't think it will stay sideways here for much longer. I think we are here in sort of a, not 1 minute, in a pennant, and even if it consolidates a little bit longer, I think we are not going to have here very long sideways movement, not like after a pump like that. So it will be interesting. I'll keep you updated, definitely. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.